Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Europa Universalis IV, where we are continuing with the mightiest nation in the world, the Dutch. And we are on a quest to earn 10,000 ducats by a month. Not literally just 10,000 ducats, because we have by far surpassed that. 10,000 ducats a month by the end of the game. Not 100% sure we'll make it. I think I've left the conquest of the East too late. We were focusing far too much on the West, which makes a lot less money than it does over here. But hey, we're gonna try. I was just looking at who I have truces with. We are currently in a truce with Spain and the various Spanish allies, including what was once Portugal. The Knights being the last nation to peace out of that particular war. I love the fact that they're still alive. That's just amazing to me. And we took a bunch of territories from the Spanish. We've expanded Nieuw-Brussel, and I think also a tiny little bit of Nieuw-Groningen, aka California. But I think the next people that we go up against might need to be the French. Let's just see who they're allied to. Brittany and Brunswick. French allies really aren't very strong. The other thing, of course, that we need to do is try and conquer French Indonesia, which is part of the reason I want to go to war with the French, so that we can start taking their territories here in Brunei, a couple more of their Indonesian territories. Do they have anything here? I don't think so. And do we need to do anything? No. We'll just be going for California. I mean, no. I need to keep my focus here. I'm like, after saying I think we focus too much on the West, I'm immediately trying to think of a war to pursue in the West. We need to not do that. We need to go east. We need to take India. We need to finish off Mysore. We need to finish off the Bahmanis, and also head off into Jaunpur. Going after Ming would be another really big deal. You're allied to Austria. Austria, who's currently in peace. Yeah, see, I was in a war against Austria before and I forgot to break that alliance, and it is annoying. Who else is Ming allied to? Arakan and Yeren. See, Arakan would be an easy target. Oh, Arakan has tributaries. Sang and Bengal. Sang up there, Bengal down here. Not really a huge issue. We did take some territories here, which... this is where we took the most land. This is where Spain faltered. And that has given me access to more trade in Siam, and also, more importantly, Bengal. So we do need to upgrade this bad boy up. Do I want to make you into a level 3? Pegu is a darned good centre of trade. So yes, I think I will make you a level 3. Bengal Delta is already a level 3, so that should really... Huzzah! Hey, Walters, thank you very much for the subscription. Welcome to the Maudlings. I really appreciate your support. So yeah, we are moving into Bengal. We're not moving into, we are taking more control of Bengal so that we can push some more of this money forwards. Which is going to Coromandel, which is going to Gujarat. Gujarat is then going to the Cape, because we don't control enough of Aden. So the other thing that we could do is try and take on Aden. So it would be Mara and Yemen. Are you two allied? Ottomans and Jaunpur. And you're in a coalition against me. Ethiopia? Ethiopia actually really likes us, but no. I think we need to take out Mysore. Mysore is allied to Kilwa. Kilwa's over here. Killing Kilwa would be decent. Although, again, just causing more coalition issues. I'm not that bothered by coalitions. Not at this point. I am losing a lot of sailors. I probably have a huge navy out somewhere. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. Forgot about that. I built 250 heavy ships because Spain beat me in one fight. Let me just check that. Pretty sure, yep, that's completely true. And also because I wanted to build enough heavies to counter Ming. I think that is ultimately what I need to do, is I need to start preparing for a war against Ming. I'm pretty happy with my control of trade here. We could expand it a little bit further by taking Aden, but it's not going to be a huge, huge issue. But taking over Malacca would be. There's 93 ducats being tied up here, and that is kind of blocking all the trade coming from elsewhere. Malacca, at the moment, is dominated by Ming and Malacca, which is a tributary of Ming. And Malacca is also allied to Austria. That's interesting. So if I were to declare war on Ming, all of these guys would join. Would I be able to call these guys in? No. Austria would only just join. Is there anything I can do to hurt Austria? Actually, yes. It's not their reputation I need to sabotage, actually. It's Ming's. Well, let's get a spy network going on Ming, so we can start the process of doing that. We have really high overextension, yeah. So I think we ended the stream just as the peace was declared. We just started coring everything. That's fine. We are almost at another military tech. Russia and the Ottomans are fighting. Are the Ottomans allied to anyone I particularly care about? Jaunpur. And the Ottomans right now really are busy. So this would be an excellent opportunity to go after Jaunpur. Although that would actually mean going after a coalition, so maybe not. Let's go and get the navies, so I'm not paying the prices for them. Oh, yes, you guys are still off the coast of Spain. So select one of the navies, hold down shift, that will select the other navies. Not the transports, just the battle fleets. And then we're going to send those back here. And that leaves one battle fleet out somewhere. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 5 is over in India. And we still have access to Jaunpur through there. And that would actually give me quite a lot more control over Bengal if we took Jaunpur out. So yeah, Jaunpur is going to have to be the next target. Colonial Assembly, Neil Brussels, very suspicious. Right. So if I declared war on you, I'd be fighting Sind, the Ottomans, Mara, Malwa, Kilwa, Bahmanis, Gujarat and Yarkand. Well, like I said, the Ottomans are very, very busy. Could actually relieve some of the pressure on Russia too. How is that war going? Minus 68 to the Ottomans. Well, I think that I can help you with that. Overcompensate much, 250. Dude! It's not like I'm short on money. What is that type of trade income? It's the Dutch trade income, that's what that kind of trade income is. So I'm going to send the Russians a little bit of a gift to keep them fighting. That should keep them interested for a while. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to go after Jaunpur. We have an army over here who was fighting the Spanish. This was the other area that we expanded. We have transports. We have a navy. More transports. You're a transport? No, you're another heavy. You guys are just protecting trade. And the great thing about this is going to trigger the coalition, so just deal with it. The Ottomans probably will send troops, but they're busy in Russia. They are a long way away. These two could go after the Ottomans. The downside is I cannot piece them out separately. If this is a coalition, there's going to be no separate pieces here. And I really could do with a couple more of these troops over in India. Is 100,000 going to be enough? Let's have a look at see what the Jaunpur army is. 160,000. 88 mercenaries. Tech 28. That's actually ahead of me. No, it's the same. Jaunpur. Jaunpur doesn't have very many military ideas. Infantry cost. Land. Infantry combat. Okay, so they have land fire damage and infantry combat, which I think is actually roughly the same as what I have. They have offensive. They have quantity. They have aristocratic. Compared to my fire damage, siege ability. Professional. Actually, I have lost a lot of professionalism. That might have been a result of the Spain War. How angry are the Ottomans with me? Oh, 43. The Ottomans are actually going to leave soon. And then there'll be a regular ally. As a regular ally, I can deal with that. France has entered a coalition. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to head back to the Netherlands. We're going to Start drilling for a bit. Let's recruit another general. Right. And yesterday I did sort out my naming systems. So there are a couple of you who have not been named just yet who can now appear. Like, for example, Caitlin. This pencil is rubbish. There we go. Double M? No. Ooh, you're not very good. Let's get a different one. What is my land tradition? These are terrible. 89. I must have just rolled 2 minimums, surely. 7 to 17 pips. I just rolled a 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 9. Yeah, we just rolled terribly. Ugh. Third time lucky. Much better. So you are there. You're drilling. And then let's get rid of these horrendous generals. Wow. Ugh. Oh, we have 2 admirals as well. Yeah, it's fine. Another colonial assembly. So, are these guys getting uppity? Not really. New Holland is getting a little uppity. I mean, they do have some absolutely giant armies. Maybe I've been spending a little bit too much money on them. Or maybe I've just not been spending enough. That'll do. Really should own Yemen to get control of the Aden node. Well, since the changes in Dharma, you don't need to control Aden as much. I mean, yes, I'm losing out on moving trade into Aden and then Zanzibar rather than just moving it to the Cape. So it's basically 2 extra jumps. Which actually, when you have 300 ducats, is quite a lot. Mara's the one that I really need to kill here. Right. No, Yemen is. Yeah, Yemen's the one I really need to kill. Oh! And you're not in a coalition. Hold your horses. Ottomans currently really want to join. Wait. This isn't a coalition. Well, I'd be fighting the Ottomans regardless, but that's a lot less people to worry about. Oh no! Russia just peaced out and probably gave the Ottomans 10,000 ducats. Bugger. Oh well, I'll just have to make sure that the Ottomans lose a bunch of cash. But that is going to mean that I'm going to need some absolutely gargantuan armies in Africa. I mean, we have a lot of level 8 forts, so we can just let them attrition themselves for a bit while I bring in the forces required. We're also going to need to worry a little bit about rebels. That is another thing to concern. Yeah, I'm going to get these guys back. We're going to send some of these over to Africa. Liberté, égalité, fraternité, and then we'll be able to fight the Ottomans. Like a mighty torch, bringing the light of reason to even the darkest corners of the old world, the Enlightenment is sweeping across the world. Supporting this movement will doubtlessly lead to advances in science and philosophy, but the movement's notions about human freedom and the unalienable rights of man may cause a bit of a rebellious fervour in our country. National unrest +8 for 20 years. Tech cost reduced by 20%. Admin cost by 35. Diplo by 30. And it would cost me 38,000 ducats. Yeah, let's do it. So we have rather a lot of national unrest, which might well spark these. Oh no, so I cannot let my stability go less than 1. Right you are then. And now we are definitely going to get some uprisings going on. Where are my transports currently? These are just fighty ships. Oh, and we have 2 more merchants that have just become available. Transport here. Let's go and pick you up. Transport here. Let's go pick you up. And transport over here. Let's go and sit you over there. Okay. -1 unrest, trading and wine. Good timing. And all the Warhammer 2 Total War mods are just broken. Those pirates better be worth it. Well, from what I saw so far, they were. Revolutionary Netherlands? Nah, I don't think so. Right, you've made it back here. Let's send you over. And in fact, let's go through the armies and start those drilling who are already in position. You're some troops short. You need 2 infantry and 1 artillery. That can be arranged. 2 infantry, 1 artillery. Drill. Austria's in the coalition, so the coalition's just growing for reasons I couldn't possibly fathom. Yeah, having France, Austria and the Ottomans in a coalition war while I'm fighting against the Ottomans for Yemen might be a slight problem. I think for the moment I do need to sit here in the Netherlands and just prepare for one hell of a war. Manpower and Colding, that's good. You can drill, so that's 4 units here drilling. And that's going to be 100,000 who are not. Forts, that's the other thing we need to double check. That all seems in order. Tavoy. Tavoy is not being covered. Neither is this. So let's go ahead and put a fort here. Oh, you're still coring. Yeah, we have a lot of cores to do. That is the other thing to concern ourselves with. Right, so merchants. We could move a bit more money out of Zambezi, seeing as I control most of that anyway. We could try to take some more from Congo and send it into Zambezi. Great Lakes won't really do much. Ethiopia, no. Hormuz. Hormuz would mostly be about stopping money moving out, but we've got a pretty good control of Gujarat, so it's not necessarily a massive deal. Yeah, I think Zambezi is worth having a merchant here, because that will increase the amount of money being pushed out. All of these places have them. Yes, they do. You could Chengdu push towards me. Burma. Burma needs one. Because again, increase the amount of money being pushed out. So, one thing that we were talking about in exhaustive detail last time was how exactly trade value increases work. So, for example, Spain increases outgoing value by 6%, Tuscany by 3%, Netherlands by 4.7%, Pate by 1%, and Japan by 1%. And we were trying to work out whether this order is determined by in-game factors. So the most obvious would be, depending on your trade steering amount, would determine on your ranking in this. Because if you're in the first slot, you increase outgoing value by the most, then the second is second most, then third's the least, down to the 5th, and then after the 5th, extra merchants don't matter. So there are currently only 5, well actually, there are exactly 5 merchants pushing out of here, and Spain is ahead of me, even though, judging by my 4.7% to their 6.5%, and I'm third, even though my outgoing value is probably natively higher than theirs, they're still first. Why? Having done a whole bunch of research in this, it seems to be tied to the tag listing. That is not to say your alphabetical tag listing, because N comes before S, but your numerical listing. So in the data that they use to support this game, every tag is listed in a numerical order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. I think the earliest or the lowest number playable tag is Sweden, because of course it is, which means that wherever money is being pushed out and Sweden is present, Sweden will always be in that top slot. And then I think it's Denmark, and then I think it's Norway. And Scandinavia is very high up, and as you will see, Scandinavia is over here. Way of confirming that, let's see where Scandinavia is pushing. Scandinavia is in first. Nobody's pushing out of there. Scandinavia weirdly is not pushing out of there. Oh, that's because they're collecting there. Duh. Scandinavia is pushing here first. Is not in Lubeck. I think is over here. Yes, they are. First. So because Scandinavia is higher up in the list than the Netherlands is actually like 200th. Scandinavia comes first. So one thing which I've been looking at is which nation could potentially have the highest trade steering value and also being the highest up in that list, and I would have to say unequivocally that's Norway. Norway has a national idea which increases their trade steering by 20%. You could feasibly become a merchant republic, which will increase your trade steering even further. I was like just head mathing it, working out that I could get Norway up to about 200% trade steering, something crazy like that. So if Norway was the one pushing the trade out of the Netherlands, out of the Netherlands, clearly, out of India and East Asia and the like, Norway would be making substantially more money than I am. So yeah, I really want to play a Norway in the future, especially as we can use the colonists and stuff to good use in building colonies and things like that in the east. So rather than going west into America, we'd go south into Africa, and then India, Indonesia, and we'd have to conquer India because you can't colonize there, but Indonesia you certainly could. So yeah, I suspect it would be possible to make even more money than I am making right now with Norway. If anyone wants to try that, you are more than welcome. But I need to finish my Milan game first. So, there you go. Having done a bit of research, and I thought, you know what, this is a massively trade-centric game, so the people who are interested in trade are probably watching this, and they probably want to know that kind of detail. Now you know. Clergy, political struggle. The time has come for the clergy to appoint a new leader to assist our great stadtholder in the capital. The likely candidate is an old cleric with a solid history as a prominent member of the clergy behind him. He has, however, also acquired many enemies during his life, who now hope to see a somewhat younger candidate with a less ugly past being appointed. I don't really care about your influence, because it's not going to get too high to be dangerous, so yeah, sure. That option. Alliance with Oldenburg. You are like a one province minus. Nope. Keep the cardinals small in all French. Someone watched the Mio and Taxes game. Fishy. Oh, those are rebels, but not in my territory. Let's move you down just one. I don't like you being right next to them. Russia cancelled the military access. Arakan revolutionaries just appeared somewhere. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Nope, there's apparently a siege happening somewhere else. Well, Arakan's over here. I thought. Yeah, not seeing them. No matter. And we could do trade company investments in the two random areas, which apparently don't exist. I wonder if that's a bug. It's got to be by this point, surely. And this South America. That seems like a whole lot of your problem. Although, actually, that's a good point. Vlaanderen, would you like to declare war anyone? Gelderland? Gelderland would. Gelderland would like to go to war with the French. To expand your bit of colony here. You know what? I'd really like... Actually, it does not matter. Friesland would not get a connection here, neither would New Brabant. So would Friesland or Gelderland would make the most sense. Gelderland's already too big. This has got to be a Friesland expansion, or Brabant. Brabant's already fighting someone, though. Where's the rest of Brabant? I think that is the whole of Brabant, so yeah. You want to have a fight? You do. Do you have any troops? 11. That's not even enough to deal with this. Alright, Brabant, 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 seriously. You need some money, don't you, buddy? That can certainly be arranged. Will we see another go at me on taxes? Yeah, definitely in the future. Probably when they update it to Dharma. So, sending money to Brabant. So they're not going to be in a position to do anything just yet, but soon. Holland wants to go over IJssel, Zeeland, Friesland, Brabant we've seen, Utrecht. Aha, Utrecht. Utrecht wants to go and kill Charka. please kill Charka. Limburg. Limburg would also like to, but Limburg's got problems down here. And I'd also kind of like them to go after Brazil. Unfortunately, they don't want to. Overijssel wants to go after California. You know what? If anyone could deal with California, it would be you. 68 divisions. You know what? Sure. Have a crack. Groningen, no. And then Brussels, no. Slightly annoying because I want Groningen to attack California as well. But my hope here is that New Overijssel can do a lot of damage to the Californian armies. And then I can provoke a war between Groningen. Leave Charka alone. They're a lovely shade of eye-melting purple. Yeah, they kind of are. Oh, we're about to run out of military, so let's go ahead and dev that up a little bit. Breda could definitely do with some more military. That would do. Because we can definitely afford the next level thanks to the 10% off from Enlightenment. Alright, my entire army is now drilling. I could expand my military by another 150,000. I would quite like to expand my military by another 150,000. So let's do that. Large standard. Right. Yeah. Perfect. California looks suspiciously like Alaska, yeah. Though Alaska is also there. Ming caught my spies. Huzzah! Hey, Civil Swords, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub there. I appreciate that. Thank you. You guys are being absolutely amazing with your support at the moment. YO's got more base production. Actually, speaking of which, what percentages are you guys on? So Zigua is only at 19%. I'm pretty sure that we can find somewhere better than Zigua. Where is that? There it is. 11 dev. Do we have anyone with lower than 11 dev? Yes. Yes, we do. Although you're a gem producer. Actually, there's a couple of places here with ivory. So, Zigua, you can cancel the colonist. And we shall send it to Ida instead. Here's Ida Estate. Yes.